Welcome back to our Bluesy Water channel. I just want to update you on some new products that we added to our store. So I'm going to just get into our store right away here. Okay, so the major theme of our store is for detoxification. We have a multidimensional approach, including supplements and technologies. Plus, some of these technologies are used to help counteract what's called the Herxheimer response or the healing crisis. So it's not only detox, but the ability to handle the detox and balance the body. As far as our new products go, we recently added this probiotic microbiome restore. It is complementary to this product, which we added not long ago, the Venom 1.1. They both have very good strains of soil bacteria. This one is a single powerful soil bacteria product. It was designed to be used in the battlefield for biowarfare. So this is an amazing strain, soil bacteria strain. So we recommend this as the real sort of heavy hitter probiotic. And then this one has a whole wide array of both regular probiotics and soil bacteria. So you can see these soil-based strains here, and it has a probiotic blend. The Venom has a much higher quantity of that soil bacteria. You can take half a teaspoon is like multiple capsules. But this kind of creates the microbiome restore creates a nice complement to the Venom, and they work synergistically. So why soil bacteria? Just let's go over that. This is very important. I've worked with many clients with compromised colon health. Number one, your gut immunity is considered 70% of your immune system. So what does that mean, gut immunity? Well, essentially, think of a septic tank that's just mulching all the garbage that has a great array of bacteria and functions properly. And then when the septic tank goes bad, all the garbage just backs up and is no longer being processed. Essentially, that's one way to look at the colon. When you have an abundance of good flora, it just mulches everything, literally all the garbage, and it doesn't let anything come in. It just is like one huge mulching factory. So cultivating good bacteria is one approach, your natural flora, and there's many approaches to that I've studied, worked with. But this, and pragmatically, this is very difficult. Once somebody has compromised gut immunity or is just naturally born that way, you really need help. You need adjunctive probiotics. And that's where the Venom and the microbiome restore come in, because the soil bacteria are like the amazing helping hand. Now, naturally in nature, if you were eating like in the old days, you would be in the field, you would brush off a carrot, you would eat it, and you would get soil bacteria ingested from the root system of the plant and maybe a little of the soil itself. So in the modern world, people, just scrub and clean all the fruits and vegetables. So you're not getting any natural indigenous soil bacteria in the diet unless you happen to be a farmer and you eat old school. So taking the soil bacteria really mimics what people would do in the old days. They would essentially ingest some soil bacteria naturally through their natural process. So what makes these strains here in the Venom so exceptional is that they really did focus on a particular soil bacteria strain and then they tweaked it in a lab to essentially make it extremely strong to where it would work against a host of diseases. And here's a list here. Read. Fights against diseases such as influenza, SARS, rotavirus infections, hepatitis, tuberculosis, and the list goes on and on. There was a lot of money put into this product. And we say here that compare it to Primal Defense if you've heard of that product. And that's a very popular product in the States. I worked with that back in the 80s. I consider this a better strain. There was more money, more scientists put into this product. The primal defense was one person in a lab who brought back some bacteria from Asia and tweaked it and played with it. So even though it works well, and that's a testimony to the power of soil-based organisms, the venom is even that much stronger, and it's actually much more affordable. It's 500 grams is like 1,000 capsules. So $64. Price just recently went up, but it's still quite affordable. Remember, that's 500 grams. So the instructions on this are to load up at the beginning and take a half teaspoon 4 times a day for 10 days. So this is quite a large quantity. You're going to really load up, get the flora cultivating in the colon, and you can go to a maintenance dose. Now, if you need to go back up to this, you can always go back up to this. This kind of makes it a little more affordable, a quarter of a teaspoon 2 to 3 times a day. Still quite a bit of volume. I take this pretty liberally, and very, very, very powerful product. Okay, so do the microbiome restore to bring a complementary spread of other additional soil strains and regular probiotics. This is sort of a general mild dosing strain. Maybe at some point they'll have a more intensive dosing on the soil strain in here. But again, you can't go wrong with these two. So any type of infectious situation, viral, bacterial, fungal, make sure you're doing this as one of the key protocols. Now you're going to come in to knock out the microbes. Essentially, you would be using medical ozone, Clean 24, and we have another product out of Russia called the Mission Coil. We can send you a link. It's a specialized system that works in similar to the Clean 24. It's more powerful. You use it for shorter periods of time. Clean 24 is a wearable, and it also has a unique component where you wear this bracelet around the wrist, and it's actually treating the blood on a continuous basis. So when you bring ozone, Clean 24, and the Mission Coil protocols together, now you're very directly going after the pathogens. However, the other critical thing, we go back to it, is if that gut immunity, if the gut flora is vigilant, now you're battling at a very essential level in the colon, and you're not allowing it to dump into the blood, dump into the brain, and your autoimmune diseases will start to go simmer down because you're no longer in the autoimmune issues are caused partially because the body is toxic. Immune system, the secondary immune system is trying to fight off pathogens. They're not being eliminated. The gut immunity isn't working. So you're getting an overworked immune system, and you go into what's called autoimmune inflammatory state. Now, we recently added this product, which is extraordinary for inflammation. It's called the BG60, standing for Brown's gas, 60 milliliters per hour. So this puts out a high volume of Brown's gas. Brown's gas is essentially hydrogen, oxygen, and what's called plasma state water. And this is an affordable version of a Brown's gas system. Most of them are around $2,500. This is $1,200, which includes shipping. It's the exact same core machine as the AC50 AquaCure. It's designed by the people that make the Promolife H2. Now that's a higher end machine, and if you can afford it, we recommend that machine. But if, this one is an excellent machine. It actually puts out more gas than the AC50 or the Promolife machine. The engineering is designed to overcome some of the issues that the AquaCure has, such as the side tube getting clogged up. This one has a very simple way to clean the side tube if it gets clogged up. It's engineered for simplicity, and also this machine can be cleaned with citric acid, which is a must, because if you don't deep clean the machine, the electrodes will wear out prematurely. The AquaCure recommends only hot water And this is a problem because the machine's electrodes will wear out prematurely. You can contact us. We can give you the rundown on all the Brown's gas machines. And again, the H2 from Promolife is the Cadillac of Brown's gas machines. It's a better designed generator. It is not the same generators that occur this machine. However, this is an amazing machine for the money. And if you clean it properly, it'll last you years and years and years, and it'll give you high volume gas. We have a interview with Ed Wunder, really going through the details of why it's so important to do maximum amount of gas. We address some very, very, very basic, important issues around Brown's gas therapy. Ed is really, to me, the pragmatic expert in Brown's gas. He's been around the block, and since I met him, he's kind of my leading expert in Brown's gas therapy. George Weissman has a lot of information to offer. We have some of his videos, but there are some critical areas that I have come to realize are not accurate. One is regarding the explosion issue and the danger of Brown's gas therapy. It is not a dangerous therapy. Promolife researched all over the world and chose Ed's technology, and there is absolutely no danger in breathing Brown's gas. If you happen to put a match directly to your mouth, there would be an explosion that would go back to the machine. It would not harm you. So we will post a link to that interview below so you can watch the discussion around this explosion myth, I call it. I don't like for people to be scared and alarmed when they desperately need this therapy. So you want to put the max amount of gas in your system that you can, and we explain why more is better. So this is an excellent machine. If you have any questions, once again, contact me and watch our videos. And this essentially, its main action is anti-inflammatory. The hydrogen molecule is so tiny that it will permeate, even in a toxic body, to every cell, and it promotes basically homeostasis. It helps the body figure out its own healing. Think of hydrogen as the primordial food of the body. George Weissman always talks about we're 66% hydrogen by volume in our body, not by weight, but by volume. So hydrogen is a vital, vital element. It's the mother of all elements, and does a wonderful job in helping the body figure out its own healing. In the meantime, if you have a lot of inflammation, it'll calm down the inflammatory response and help with oxidative stress. So we'll post links both to our playlist, to the interview with Ed, and you can contact us if you want to go a little more in depth. All righty, so once again, these are Venom is a recently added product, the Brown's gas machine, the microbiome restore, and we have, of course, our vibration machines. We have our YouTube channel. This is our YouTube channel playlist. Clean 24, we have 7 videos on that. On ozone, we have a bunch of videos. We have on the Mission Coil, it's called the High Frequency Vortex Electrostatic Charge Therapy. Quite a few videos on that. This probably is going to mirror the theme of our site the most: Detox Antimicrobial Program. Again, it's multidimensional. You want to make sure you're cultivating gut immunity, getting those excellent high-end probiotics into the gut. And again, the soil bacteria are so vigilant that they work in even the most compromised gut terrains. Same thing with hydrogen gas. Even if you're very, very sick, it'll cut through. People with Parkinson's, for instance. They start breathing the gas, a lot of times the tremors will go away because it can cut deep into the nerve cells. PEMF therapy is a great therapy. Also, microcellular therapy pumps the entire cellular body. You can set it at different frequencies. Excellent therapy for cellular repair. Again, here's our hydrogen therapy. We have quite a few videos with George Weissman, who has a lot to offer, and then Ed Wunder, who like I say, I consider him pragmatically to be giving the most updated, accurate information. Trauma release program, always a good thing to watch. Ways to work with trauma, work using a lot of somatic tools. Sleep is a never-ending challenge and multidimensional. And we also have our holistic protocols for systemic and chronic health issues. So we discuss many, many dimensions of holistic medicine here. Advanced body work tips and tools. Having done a lot of body work, there are some insights and things you can do at home where you're doing self-body work, working on yourself. Consciousness work, the final frontier of healing, transforming very profound programs that deepen the mind and how to access the transcending dimensions of consciousness. Okay, so our goal is to help you set up a holistic clinic, essentially. That sounds a little intimidating, but there's some basic tools like breathing hydrogen that's part of the clinic. The reason we want you to do it at home is you can't go to a clinic, you can't live at a clinic. You need to breathe that gas, particularly if you're quite compromised, up to 10, 15 hours a day. In other words, while you sleep. I do PEMF while I sleep. I breathe Brown's gas while I sleep. So when you're sleeping is a great time to get these therapies in. Things like ozone, they're done very quickly, and they have a very heavy impact on the body, and that's easy. Things like the mission coil, if you're really, really sick, once again, you might want to do it for hours a day. The Clean 24, if you're compromised, you can actually wear it all day long. Now, with all these therapies, you need to find balance, and you can't go too fast. The bodywork tools like the vibration machine, that's an essential therapy for your home clinic. And those protocols take 10, 15, 20 minutes. They're self bodywork protocols. We love those protocols because they assist with detox, trauma, structural work, lymphatic work, organ work. It's just a huge array of possibilities you can do with that therapy. Alrighty, so take a look at the playlists, and if you have any questions, please contact me, Andrew at bluesywater.com.